Alexa, play jazz.
There's a station you might like, Ultimate Jazz on Amazon Music.
Good morning. Ooh, Kirsten's late, imagine that. Never happens. Okay, let's get going. Take a nice, I'm just gonna shut this door. Okay, nice big deep breath. Oh my goodness. And another one. And one more. Now this time you're going to come halfway down, keep your spine really long, and then bring it back up. Just sweep the arms straight up. Try to lift out of the hips and get taller. Hollow out the belly, come back down, sweep the arms back behind you. Your palms are going to face the floor, and then have your thumbs face up towards the ceiling. And then let's do it again. Sweep all the way up. And back down. And one last time up. Now this time, arms out to the side. We're going to fold all the way down, let your head go. So you're just looking through your knees. Now from here, inhale, extend to a flat back. Drift your hips backwards. Fold back down. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, look up. Hold down. One more time. Inhale, look up. And fold back down. Walk out to plank. As soon as you get there, you're in downward facing dog. Lift high on the toes. Heels push towards the floor. Yeah. Lift up. As high as you can get on the toes. And as low as you can get your heels. Your legs are going to stay straight. Just do this one more time. Now stay high on the toes. Let the shoulders come over the wrists and just drop your knees down towards the floor and pick them back up. Get high on the toes. Knees lower and lift. And lower and lift. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Let your head just go, you're back to that forward fold. You're going to inhale, look up to a flat back. Fold back down, drift your hips backwards as you do. Inhale, look up. Fold back down. And one more time. From here, reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip your palms and sweep them up. Try to get nice and tall. And then relax. Pick up your left knee, pull it into the chest, get it nice and high. And then do the same on the opposite side. Lift it as high up as you can. Try not to let the shoulders round forward, so you want to be mindful of your posture. We want to be tall. Keep going. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but back behind us. So if you look at me from the back, I'm going to lift my heel up, but then I'm going to push my heel down into my hand really hard. And then do the same thing on the other side. Push it as hard as you can so you get really a big tug here in the front of the leg. And then just keep oscillating side to side. It's also a good little balance challenge. One more time on each side. Nice. Now, big deep breath. Sweep the arms all the way up. Get them nice and long. Let the left one come down, go over, and then come back up. Let the right one go down and then take it over. So the hips are pretty stationary. You're just trying to lift up and over from your side body. One more on each side. Nice. Now make a fist, pull the elbows back, get them as far back as you can and squeeze them towards each other. Drift your hips back so you got your weight in the heels and give me a little break in the knees. So you're almost like ready to do something athletic. So you got little break, little bounce going, squeeze those elbows. And now reach the arms forward. Flip the palms to face up and sweep them back. And pull them into the body and sweep back. And just keep doing this without a pause, just sort of work through it, try to create fluid movement. Waking up your upper back. Sweep back, really crowd out your chest. This is your last time. Now keep the elbows back. You're going to turn to face the right side of your room. Spread those feet nice and wide. Fold halfway down and come back up. And do it again. Fold down and come up. Keep the elbows high when you fold. Now this time, you're going to hold it halfway down. Left arm out and back. When you pull the arm back, try to lift the elbow higher up. Take the right arm out and back. And just keep oscillating between the two. Drifting your weight into the heels. Pushing your butt back is an activity here that you really want to do with this move. Keep the elbow high, pull it back almost like you're doing a row, but you're working against gravity. Now, with both elbows back, your torso parallel to the floor, take this left arm out to the side and lift it. Keep the other elbow up. And then switch. Right arm out, lift from the shoulder, keep your left elbow high. And just keep oscillating. Lift and pull back. Lift and pull back. One more time on each side. Keep pulling that belly in. That's your job. Now from here, you're just going to extend both arms out with a big reach. Pull the hips back and reach your hands forward. Try to touch the side of your room. So you've got lots of length in the arms. Now from here, come back up to standing. This is what I call a little reprieve, and then all the way back down again. And just keep going between the 2 points, up and down, and up, and down, and up. And last time, hands to the floor, go back to that nice full forward fold. So I really want you to unweight the upper body here. So no weight in the hands. They're just resting on the floor. Now drift your hips back. Now walk the hands off the mat, fingertips only. So we're getting a big stretch into these lats. Create that pull isometrically. And just hold here. Now bring the hands back to the middle of the mat. You're going to inhale, look up, flat back. Left arm back out to the side, just the shoulder lifts. Hold it, drift your hips backwards, keep your legs straight. Nice. Do the same on the opposite side. Right arm up, hips back. And you have 2 more. And then your warm-up is over. We get into our weights. Hopefully you feel a little bit looser. 1 more on each side. Lift really high. And your last one. Nice. Now fold all the way down. Turn to face the front of your mat, maybe in your plank. hold your high plank. Just breathe here, keep your face up. Get those legs nice and long so you're drifting those heels backwards. Hollow out your belly. Lift your left foot up off the floor. The rest of the body doesn't move. Put it down and switch. So a lot of times people have a tendency to drift backwards. And I want you to keep your shoulders forward over your wrists when you oscillate between the two sides lifting. One more time on each foot. Nice. Now, 10 times you go between down dog and plank at your pace. Make sure you can always see your arms through your vision. You're not pulling the head through. Okay, in plank, step your feet into bear. Hold those knees right above the floor. Make sure you haven't dropped your head. Put the knees down, let it go. Lift back up. Pull those shoulders forward. And let the knees go down. And lift back up. Now, walk your hands all the way back. Meet me in a full forward fold. Drop your head. Inhale, extend, flat back. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip the palms. Sweep them to the ceiling. Now you're going to go up and over with both arms. And up and over the other way. And relax. Okay. So if you have, we're going to do some lateral movement. I'm going to use a disc. You can use a sock on your foot. Or you would need to remove your shoes if you have shoes on. So, or a towel. You can also use a towel and just slide out into a lateral lunge and come back up. So you don't need to have a disc. So you ready? The disc or the towel or your sock, the right leg goes out, squat down, and then come back up. And if you don't have the ability to slide because of the floor that you're on, you're just going to step out, get your butt down, and step back in. So you get the benefit either way, but I like to slide. We haven't done that in a while. So if you look at me from the side, I'm going to pull my butt back, keep my spine long, try to get nice and low, and then slide back up with control. It's all about control, right? Slide out and back up and out. Make sure you're drifting your hips backwards on your way down and then come back up. So a good rule of thumb is to not look at the floor. So that's going to help you from rounding your back. We know we're already good at that, right? Rounding. Okay, try to come up smoother than what I just showed you. Nice and smooth on the way up. Get that butt back. Glide gracefully back up. You can do a little pause down here just to kind of make sure, have I gone the full range that I'm able to? And back up. We're going to do 4 more. We're going to feel this tomorrow, I tell you. Last 3. Even if you're stepping out, keep the movement nice and smooth. Okay, we're gonna switch feet. Get right over to the other side. Make sure you have enough room. Slide out. Lower the globe and come back up gracefully. So we're trying really not to put a lot of weight into that left foot. And remember, try to get your hips back on the way down. Nice and slow and steady. So it's about bending through your knee as opposed to folding your upper body over, right? Do 4 more. Give me a little pause on these last 4. So get down, see if you can get a little lower, then come up gracefully. Nice. Last 2. And your last 1. Okay, we're going to give our legs a tiny break. We're going to do some shoulders. So you're just going to take the heaviest weights that you have. Shoulder them. Get your feet in a comfy position and just start to alternate. Nice. Keep your face up. Keep your neck long. When that arm goes overhead, don't let the hips go forward, right? This isn't what we want. You want to pull the butt back and feel like you're using your glutes too. So I want you to squeeze them. Keep them back. Couple more. Okay. Right into some deadlifts. Then we're going to come back to sliding, but we're going to slide into a reverse lunge. Right now we're getting the back of the legs doing a bit of work. Nothing crazy. Squeeze your butt when you come back up, right? And push it back on the way down, as far back as you can get it. And ideally, your weights are right beside your feet, not in front of them, because that's taking the work out of the legs into your upper body. This is all about the legs. 4 more, maybe a little faster, maybe not. You go at your pace. Okay, put them down. Back to our gliders. So we're going to start with the left leg, because that's what we did last time. So gliders, tell us, whatever you got going on. Put it under your left foot, slide it back. You're just like in a runner's lunge. Now from here, you're going to take your fingertips down to the floor with your spine long. So we're not rounding the back to get there. Bring your hands back to heart and slide back up. Whew, you ready? So come down, release the fingertips to the floor. Spine stays long, slide back up, bring your hands back to heart. Nice and slow and in control. Sliding into my mat. Steady on the way up. Steady, I mean, it's easy going back, right? Move the whole body back so your knee, if you look down, you see it in front of the toes. Come back up nice and slow. Now again, if you can't slide, you're just stepping backwards and lowering that knee. We'll just do 2 more and then we'll switch sides. Okay, switch your feet. Get right into it. Make sure your body goes back while you start your descent. Glide back up. And repeat. How easy is this? Down and up. Down and up. So let's try to do 4 more. Two more. Time flies. Keep it going. Last one. Okay, get rid of your disc. Just get into a reverse lunge, stationary. So your back foot's back, you're high on the toes. Bring your hands to heart. Now what I want you to do is get even higher on the toes on your back foot, but I want you to straighten out your front leg. Now, this is more like physical therapy than it is a workout. What I want you to do is bring isometrically, push this heel back towards your back foot. So just feel, do you feel a strong activation in this full front leg? You want to hold on to that while we fold down. So go really slow so you can hang on to that tug, that isometric tug, and then come back up. So we're starting with a very small range just to get the hang of it. Fold. While you're folding, you got to somehow figure out a way to keep that pull, keep that force into this leg. Now, if you can go a little further and still keep it, do it. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to go to the opposite leg. So this is almost like PMF stretching. That's why it's really good for you. It's lengthening and exercising and stretching all at the same time. Here's your last one. Now switch legs. Right foot goes back, get really high on those toes. Before you go anywhere, you got to get this, you got to kind of dig in really hard. And then start a little fold. Get used to it. It's definitely a big wake-up call for the back of the body. Nice and slow. And you be the boss of whatever range you can handle without losing that activation. So I'm going to start to go a little lower after I've done a few. Woo. Make sure you don't lose your balance. And if you feel unstable, all you do is you take that back foot and you move it out to the side a little bit more so you have a bigger gap between the feet. But keep that pull. It should almost like take your breath away. It's so hard. We're just going to do this one and then 1 more. Then we're going to meet on the floor and we're going to kill our arms. How does that sound? Okay. Whew, shake out those legs. Find your mat again. Find your heavy weights that you use for chest work. We're going to alternate between chest presses and flies. So if you need to have a lighter option for your flies, you never know, you might. So you get them. So you got 2 options. Have a nice little lie down. And we're going to start out just doing a regular chest press. Your legs are going to be bent. And this first round I want you to pelvic tilt so you feel the low back on the floor. Wrists are nice and neutral, and just start a regular old press. Now, while you've got that pelvic tilt going on, I want you to suck down the belly. Keep that activation while you breathe. Let the weights connect at the top. And keep your neck long. Oh my goodness, there's so much to remember. I have one more thing. Your wrists, keep them neutral. Don't forget your belly. When in doubt, pull it down. Now, if you're not squeezing your glutes, you might want to. Now we're going to go a tiny bit quicker if we can, and just get in 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, put them down. Shake it out. Remove my mat a little bit so I have room. Make sure you have room for your flies. So here they come. Back down, pick up the weights. So you start it with your palms facing each other, open up nice and wide, squeeze them back together. Now the first few, you might have to limit your range a little bit. Then your body gets the hang of what you're wanting it to do, and it figures out a way. Oh my goodness. Remember, we had 2 sets of weights, so if you need to switch, don't be shy. I'm going to do 3 more. Okay, put those bad boys down. We're going to do some tricep extensions. So I usually go to 10s or 12s for those. So if you want to go a little bit lighter, we're going to start out with our palms facing each other. And you just bend at the elbow. Let the weights come down by the shoulders and press them back up. So you're eliminating any movement between the shoulder and the elbow. Really control the descent. Looking to try to get to 15 of these if we can. You can always alternate. So maybe 10 more. Try not to squeeze the weight, right? You just want to hold it as loosely as you can. Don't forget your glutes and belly. I'm working on my last 5 here. Okay. Put them down. Whew. Back to your big boy weights. Grab them and go. Second round of presses. 15 of them. Let's go. Do them quickly if you can. And that's a wrap on those. Okay, so this time, instead of doing the triceps with the same weights I did last time, I'm just going to hold one of the big heavy ones on both ends. And then really known as a skull crusher. You can stick to what you were doing or follow me, either or. As long as we get into these tries. So I'm going to go for 15 of these again. We'll see. Not making any promises, but I'm going to try to just exhaust these triceps. No movement, right, between the elbow and the shoulder. And no swinging the weight. It's all about moving the weight with muscle, right? Last 4 for me. Okay, rock and roll back up. Going to give these arms and our grip a little break. So let's take our feet to the corners of the mat. You're sitting up nice and tall in a staff pose. Open the arms out to the side. And try to get them as long as you can, right? And sit tall. So you've got lots of length in the spine. Now you're going to flip the palms and reach them up. Make a Y with your torso and the arms. Hold this and just lean back without rounding. So you're sitting on those sit bones. Hollow out your belly. You should feel like, oh my goodness, I'm leaning back a little bit. I need to pull my belly in to protect my low back. Now from here, just hold it a little longer. Lean back till you feel like a little trembling going on. This is also a challenge for your hip flexors. Hold and breathe, 3 breaths. Great job. Dive it forward. Now you get to round the back. How awesome does this feel? Oh, yes. Hang out here, 3 big breaths. Okay, come on back up. Bring the arms forward this time with your palms facing each other. You're sitting up as tall as you can. Raise the arms up. So they're a little closer together this time. Lean back a little bit. Keep your spine from rounding, right? The low back is nice and long. Lean back till you can't go anymore. Till you feel those hip flexors going, what the heck are you doing to me? Pull in your belly. Take the arms down parallel to the floor. Pull them backwards and get your upper back doing something. Hold and breathe 3 times. Go back further if you can. And dive it forward. Great job. Big relaxing moment here. Let your head chill. Breathe. And walk it back up. So you're back in staff pose. This time, we're going to C-curve the spine. Pilates style it all the way down. Suck in. Suck in like you're trying to look super skinny. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. Don't let it go. Go nice and slow. When those shoulder blades hit, let the head drop down to the floor. Point the toes, take the arms back. Now you're going to open and close the hands. So spread the fingers as wide as you can, get them nice and long, and then make a fist. And just keep oscillating between the two. Who knew this could be good for us? Okay, back up with the arms on the floor. We're going to come into a bridge. We're going to work our inner thighs a little bit. So I gotta make sure my head's on the mat. Come into your bridge with your feet close to your back. Now hollow out that belly. Pull your knees in towards each other and just hold. So you're squeezing them. And glutes. Really make a big effort. You're not holding any weight here. So you really want to make this fabulous. Now we're going to open the knees as wide as we can. Keep your butt up and your feet facing forward. I know they want to turn out because you're turning out the knees, but try not to let them. Now squeeze back in together again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then open the knees. Keep your hips up. Keep your neck nice and long, your head's relaxed. Really trying to isolate your core and your butt. Now, back to the inner thighs, squeeze harder. And now you're going to open up for the last time. Can you go a little wider? Keeping the hips up, squeeze them. Should feel so much activation in your butt cheeks. Keep hollowing up the belly. Now, come back to your regular bridge. So you've got distance between your knees and your feet. One vertebrae at a time, you're going to lower down in slow motion. Feels good for your upper back, doesn't it? Once the hips are down, I want you to roll the pelvis forward and then roll it back up. And just keep oscillating between the two, really in slow motion. Roll it down, keep pulling the belly in, and roll it up. And roll it down, and roll it up. Nice. Now, this activation where you feel your lower back pressing into the floor, try to keep that feeling exactly the way it is. All you're going to do is lift your toes up on the left foot and slide your heel out. If it won't slide, lift it, move it out till the leg is straight. Lift it 1 inch off the floor. Nothing changed in your belly, right? Put the heel down, slide it back in, put the toes down, and do it again. You're staying on the same side. Toes up, slide out slowly, because you got to really focus on that core pressing into the floor. Lift the heel off the floor just a few inches. Nothing changed in your back, right? Put the heel down, slide it back in, put the toes down. Repeat again. Lift, slide, lift, hold. Heel down, slide it back. Switch sides. Toes up on the right, slide it out. Keep that back down, lift it up. Lower the heel, slide back in, relax the toes. So when you lift your toes up, you feel the shin activate, right? Keep that activation the whole time you do this. Lift up. So now that you're holding the leg up and out, you've got your toes pulling towards you, you're working your shin muscle. Lower the heel, keep the flex, slide back. Now you get to relax it. Reactivate, lift, slide, lift, hold. No space between that back and the floor. I would not be able to sneak my hand back there. Lower, slide back in. Okay, happy baby. Hold the outside of the feet, heels to the ceiling, knees to the floor. Lower back still stays down. Just going to get into these inner thighs a little bit. You can add a little tiny rock if you like, from side to side. I want your back to stay on the floor. Nice. Now take the legs all the way up towards the ceiling. You're gonna get them straight with your feet flexed again. Now contract your midsection. So what does that mean? It means, like if you were gonna cough, actually you could try it. You could cough and feel how it hardens up. Pull it down and keep that activation. While you hold that in slow motion, you're gonna lower the right heel. We did this on Sunday. Hold it out, push your heel away from you, lift back up. Other side. You're pushing the heel out and you're pulling your toes towards you. Oscillate between the two sides. Okay, so from here, legs up. Now we're going to work the tummy big time. You're going to lift your head up, tuck your chin, bring your arms out to the side, lower the legs. Hold here. Just hold. It's called a hollow hold. Belly down. As hard as you can get it, press it down. Breathe. Try to lift those shoulder blades up off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring both knees into the chest. Nice job. Make a circle with your knees independent of one another. Big circle. Go the opposite way. Okay, rock and roll up to a seated position. We're going to get into that 90-90 position. So your front leg, your left leg, get a 90-degree angle in it, and the same with your back leg, 90-degree angle. So once you have that going on, make sure you have room. You're going to fold forward. So you got your hands out in front. You're just going to fold the upper body down a little bit and then come back up. Almost like you're doing a push-up with your upper body. You're going to feel this in that front inner thigh and the outside of the hip. You can do a few more. Now hold it up. Keep your hands where they are. You're going to take this heel in the back, touch your front heel, and then take that leg back. Lift up and take it back. So this is an exercise or rehab for the outer hip. It's this muscle right here on the side of your hip is where you're probably feeling this as you lift up and get the two heels to touch, and just do it 2 more times. When you take it back, make sure you're putting it back in that 90. 1 more time. So put it back in the 90. Now do these forward folds 3 times, and then we just switch to the opposite side. Okay, switch it around. So 90 in the front, 90 in the back. So make sure your heel's not pushing in. Get your hands out in front, lower the globe, and lift. Should feel really good. It's almost like massaging that area. Okay, now from here, bring that back heel to touch the foot, and then take it back. And then just keep repeating that. We're just doing it 5 times. Now, once you're back, you've done those 5 heel lifts, back down and up. You might notice that you can get a little bit more range. Second time through. 1 more. Nice. Now swing your back leg forward. Keep your legs bent. Your hands are behind you. Fingers facing the back of the room. You're just going to let the knees go to the right and to the left. Kind of like a little bit of a hip loosener. Just keep going side to side. 1 more time. Okay, now take those legs nice and wide. We did those slow lateral lunges. So I want to spend some time on our inner thighs. So sitting up nice and tall with your feet flexed. Now the feet can either be pointing straight up to the ceiling, or you can turn them towards the back of the room. Spine long, walk it forward. Don't force it, just go as far as you can gradually. Hold and breathe a few breaths. See if you can go a little deeper. We haven't rounded our back yet, but we will. Try to inch forward. Now, to round the back, I like to drop the forearms at the same time as I round my back and let my head go. Once I'm down, I can probably squeeze those hands another inch forward or so. Try it. Once you're as far as you can, just breathe 3 big breaths. Okay, walk it back up. Bring your legs together, shake them out. We're coming up onto the toes. I'm gonna hang out here just for a sec. Get nice and high on the toes. Great job. Okay, forward fold and then all the way back up. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo! Great job.